Yeah, okay, good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. Dropping heat like every season. Underdog like Willie Beeman. Classic like Dom singing. Blasting like bombs ringing.
Hello, ugly people of the internet. I'm Devin, and that is Zane. This is Buffet Sports, and we're in person from here on out. So, like it or not, you get to see us in high definition together.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to catch more of our show, go ahead and find us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at buffet.sports. We post every day, if not twice a day, and short form at least 3 times a week. Let's jump in. Well, let's start with Monday night.
Monday night?
Because it was a good game.
Yeah.
And then we'll kind of circle back to Monday night in QB Corner because both quarterbacks are involved in the top 10. Surprise.
Do you have the stats? I did not grab the stats.
I have the stats for the quarterbacks here. We've got Mahomes 34 of 44. You know what? I have my phone now again.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's go. We're back. I forgot that I have the power of the internet with me now. I feel like a Jedi. Let's see here. The Wi-Fi doesn't work, though. That's the new problem.
Hell yeah.
Okay, week 9. Let's scoot down to Monday night football.
They always talk about, like, could you imagine if you had an iPhone in the 1600s? It would be useless.
Yeah, it actually would be. I mean, you could take pictures. That would screw with people.
You take pictures and you'd be like, you want to know what 100 times 100 is? And you'd be like, oh, he's a genius. Besides that, like, you can't.
I mean, if you got music downloaded, that would. I mean, from Chief Keef.
What's the first artist that you're showing the 1600 people on the Mayflower? They hop off. Instead of the Indians, it's you standing there with an iPhone plugged in with speakers.
The first song I'm showing them.
Yeah. If you play Playboy Cardi, they're gonna chase you like you're a witch.
No, I think it's man, that's a good question. I don't know if I have an answer. Part of me wants to say, what was the song called? The fuck shit.
Oh, Mo Bamba.
Mo Bamba.
Mo Bamba.
Like, part of me wants to go Mo Bamba. The other part of me wants to hit him with some XXX. Just freak him out.
Or some, like, I would say probably I think the one artist that you got to go with is Kanye.
That's what I was thinking about. I was like, Kanye. But I think to us, what would be super funny, because we get what he's saying, they wouldn't understand half of what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So they would just be like, okay, cool. So,
yeah, but it's Kanye.
Okay, let's resume.
This is a sports channel.
All right. So Monday Night Football, we had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers visiting the Chiefs in Kansas City. Of course, the Chiefs come out on top in final OT. Once you got to OT and they won the toss, it's a guaranteed. There's no way the refs are going to let them lose. What I'm starting to realize is it's not that the refs are making calls in the Chiefs' favor. It's that they are so generously spotting the ball for them, and so on and so forth. That's another topic, though. Chiefs come out on top 30-24. Baker Mayfield, naked, weaponless, I said last week,
You forgot about Bucky Irving.
And Cade Otton. Cade Otton led all receivers. Well, was it all receivers?
Yeah, I want to say it was 8 receptions, 11.
Not all receivers, but definitely on his team. 8 receptions, 77 yards. You're right, 11 targets and a touchdown. Then Baker also had a passing touchdown to a one. I thought it was Rashad White. Where's his second passing touchdown? Who is it to? Oh, Ryan Miller.
Brian Miller.
1 yard.
Hell yeah.
1 yard to Ryan Miller. But then Bucky Irving, Rashad White, no one particularly did anything special running the ball for them, but they just played good. They played good. Baker didn't have mistakes. And this is kind of what I was talking about, what was it, last week when the Bucs played the Falcons, and it was 26-31, and he had like 2 picks. This game is like proof to me he could have won. I think he definitely could have won that game. And really, a couple plays go your way, he might win this game.
Yeah, they said that the running backs average 5 yards a carry.
I know, that was insane.
I didn't think they had a running back core like that, but
we started thinking about it, though,
yeah.
and we're really thinking about it in terms of like running back rooms in the NFL.
Yeah.
It's Lions and then like total rooms, not just single running backs. But I mean, I guess you could argue like the Eagles running back room, Saquon is better than both those guys combined.
Yeah, but
Like, you
you could
could
also.
argue
I think
it.
a better argument is Atlanta. With-
Bijan and Tyler Algier.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I go in there, but they're definitely up there. They have a crazy running back room. I want to talk about what was his name, Sterling Shepard,
Sterling Shepard.
and then Trey Palmer, two flipping dogs.
Yeah, the final drive that the Bucks went on to tie the game was special. Baker really showed flair, and Sterling Shepard made some crazy catches.
No, that was ridiculous. I didn't think other teams, except for the Lions or the Chiefs, had the next guy up mentality. But it seems that the Bucks have the next guy up mentality.
I think it's just I don't even know if it's next guy up. I think it's just Cade Otton or bust. Like Baker, holy Moses. When I'm very interested with this newfound like Cade Otton being so good when the
he's an athlete. All
well,
right.
when Mike Evans and Chris Godwin return, I wonder what the target share is going to look like and how this impacts it. Well, sorry, Chris Godwin's not coming back this year. When Mike Evans returns.
Yeah. They'd be 8-0 right now if they just threw it more to Cade Otton.
That's a stretch. On the other side of the field, the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes played very well. 291, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Kareem Hunt was an absolute animal on the ground. 27 carries for 106 yards, bell cow, 1 touchdown. Travis Kelce, 14 receptions, 100 yards on 16 targets, which this is kind of his coming out party, to be honest with you. Like, looking down the line, the number 1 target. He's been building. So, first game of the year, 5 yards, then 30, 89, 70, 17, and then everyone's hurt, everything falls apart, and then you get 90 and 100. So, I think he's the number 1 target in terms of targets. Mm-hmm. Maybe not like number 1 in terms of impact. But obviously it's that time of year now where why the Chiefs are winning. Look, when you look at their schedule, it's not all that difficult if we're being completely honest with ourselves. Now, they're 8-0, so they're doing what they should be doing. There's no, you can't fault them. You can't blame them for the schedule they've got. You can't blame the Chiefs for the schedule they have. It's not their fault. The schedule makers made the schedule. But when you look down the line here, they haven't, in my eyes, played a really challenging team since week 2. The year started out Ravens-Bengals, and then after that, Falcons took care of business. Chargers, not a offensively imposing team. Saints without Derek Carr, I believe. 49ers, injuries. Raiders, not that good of a team. So they haven't had, they've taken care of their schedule. Again, I'm not downfalling the Chiefs for being 8-0. They didn't get to decide their schedule. But they haven't played a formidable team since week 2, really, when you look down the line here. And this is the first opportunity, and Baker almost got the job done. Yeah. So that's why I'm so confident. If a weaponless Baker, if a Cade Otton Merchant Baker can take this team to overtime, and if they don't win the toss, have a real if Tampa wins the toss, they win that game.
Yeah, I believe so with how they were moving.
With how they were moving, especially at the end of the game and the momentum they had, if they win the toss, they win that game. Whoever won the toss, there wasn't going to be a second drive, and obviously there wasn't with the Chiefs, but I think the same thing for the Bucs. So for me, it's so clearly the Lions would win that game if they played right now. The Lions would manhandle them, especially on the offensive line side of things.
Well, that might be the Super Bowl, so I guess we might see it.
Yeah, I think it will be, and I hope it is, and I think that Detroit will bring home their first
chip. I mean, they deserve it. I don't think anybody except for probably Chiefs fans will be mad if the Detroit Lions win the Super Bowl.
The Lions are the people's champion.
Yeah,
for sure. This will be David versus Goliath. They'll be the people's champion, but if they were to play, I think it'd be like a 14-point game.
14.
I think it would be close for I think it'd be close for 3 quarters, and then all of a sudden Jahmyr Gibbs would break off some 60-yard run, and then all of a sudden momentum completely swings. They sack Patrick. Travis Kelce goes down on second down. All of a sudden they're reeling, and you get a deep ball to I don't know, Khalif Raymond or something like that, and then, or not Khalif Raymond. What am I talking about? Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then, so I could see it. Percy,
what's
can you get out of the shot there, buddy?
You know what's going
Get
to
out.
happen?
Go.
A plane that was previously owned by Taylor Swift is going to crash into the stadium, the Super Bowl stadium, a week before. And where are they going to go?
In New Orleans?
An outdoor stadium, somewhere cold. That's where they're going to go. Chiefs get home field advantage, basically, and then you get a Jared Goff sort of game.
Lay down.
That's my prediction.
I don't know. I think that, if the two played right now, it would clearly be the Lions, and I hope that's the case. I hope we do get to see that game because it would just warm my heart. That's all I've really got left to hope for in the NFL. So, that being said, we're going to hop into what?
We have White Man of the Week.
No. If it's another black, I'm tearing the setup.
We have White Man of the Week. We're going to talk about next man up mentality. Something that the Chiefs have, something that the Bucs just showed that they have. But this team hasn't had that for a long time. I don't think ever they've had the next guy up mentality. It's really they win with their guys or they don't win at all. That was until 2021 when Jerry Jones...
Zane, I'm going to be so mad if this
where
man is
Jerry
lying.
Jones still knew where he was and he wasn't landing helicopters in the practice field because he signed Cooper Rush for their backup quarterback. And so they played. Who did they play? They played the Falcons.
Yep.
Lost by, I think, 3 points. Cooper Rush, 115 yards, 1 TD, 1 rush for 4 yards. Now you're thinking to yourself, that's not a good stat line. I sound like John Gruden right now.
You do sound like you're just copying John Gruden.
John, I love you. But that's not a good stat line until you realize Dak went out at the very beginning of the fourth quarter. So that means Cooper Rush had 115 yards and a TD in the fourth quarter.
That's pretty dog-like.
And then compare that to the highest paid QB in the league.
No, in the highest paid player in NFL history.
The highest paid player in NFL history in Dak Prescott, who had 3 quarters, and he put up 133 and 1 TD.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush. Next man up mentality.
Hell yeah. I love it. That was a good
And here's
one.
the thing.
That was a solid
Here's the thing. The Falcons,
Uh-huh.
they had 210 passing yards. The Cowboys had 241. I'm going to say it right now. Cooper Rush outpassed Kirko. If he was in, put him in. I'm so glad he's going to be starting here. We're going to see a Cooper Rush legacy game next week.
Almost accurate with the passing yards. I think that's with the sack yards, but yes.
Yeah, probably with the sack yards.
Yeah.
But, Cooper, congratulations.
Congratulations. That was a good one. That's a
You
good
are
point.
this week's White Man of the Week. That's a crazy stat line for only playing in the fourth quarter.
That really is.
Clap
That
it
really
up.
is. All right, let's get into predictions for Week 10 here. A couple important teams on the... Well... 2 important teams on the bye. Packers and Seahawks are on the bye. Why do I talk about both of them? Well, Packers need this. Jordan Love definitely needs a rest, get the hamstring sorted. They're kind of, especially after the Lions game, they can't go, the Lions curse.
Yeah,
the Lions
curse.
hangover. So they need to have as much.
And we've seen it go 2 weeks. The Lions curse has been effective for 2 weeks.
Right,
We've seen that before.
but they need as much help as they can get. And if I'm not mistaken, they come out in Week 11. I think they've got a dud game, but I'm not 100% sure. Seahawks, same thing. They need that bye so bad because the only thing that beats the Seahawks worse than Geno throwing interceptions is their inability to just finish games in general.
DK's got to be playing.
Yeah, so he's supposed to come back after the bye. Huge there. Raiders, they get a week to lick their wounds and be terrible at home. And then the Browns, same thing. Jameis gets a week to focus in. He threw 3 touchdowns his first game, threw 3 interceptions his second game.
I have a stat. I don't remember it. It's on my phone.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
But he's on pace for 50 or for 30-30 already. Anyways, kind of the first time I'm bringing up bye weeks, but huge for Packers and Seahawks if they're going to try and make
Yeah,
Seahawks
I don't think
specifically,
Malik can win games now that everybody's fully conditioned and it's not at the beginning of the season.
I think he still can. I think he still can. More so, I think if they're going to make a playoff push here, they need everybody on the same page. They need a reset week for sure. Having a mid-season bye is always helpful,
especially with the drama with Romeo Dobbs and all that. They need to figure it out.
Yeah. So Thursday night is where we're going to begin. The Ravens are inviting the Bengals into Baltimore. They are favored -6.5. Of course, on the money line, the under/over is 53.5. So they're laying a bunch of points in this.
Yeah.
Ravens at home, 6.5. Look, here's my angle on this game. Isaiah Likely's out. He, since week 1, has not really been a factor.
Mm-hmm.
Who else was it that was questionable this week? Oh, T. Higgins is not playing
on
the other side of the ball for the Bengals. But we're gonna get to this eventually. But Joe did throw 5 touchdowns last week. T. Higgins, was he T. Higginless last week? This week? I think he was. I can look while I'm talking about this. But my angle here is that 6.5. This is a rivalry game.
Yeah.
Now everyone
it's supposed to be a way better game than what it's looking like.
I have been less than complimentary to the Bengals this year.
Play the compilation.
Less than complimentary to the Bengals this year. But I think we're not taking into consideration in this the fact that this game has been played so many times.
Yeah.
Lamar did have a rest week. Had a couple of days where he was resting. They were playing the Broncos. It's understandable. But he has to come ready for this game. The Ravens have to come ready for this game because if they don't, the Bengals will take the opportunity.
Yeah, and I want to say Zay was moved to questionable this week. Not
Flowers.
100%. Yeah, but I think he was questionable after that.
Maybe
game.
Lamar gets to try out his new toy. And pause. Deontay Johnson gets to take Deontay Johnson for a spin this week. Also, in general, this is just an important game. Cleveland's out of the picture completely, but for the AFC North, Pittsburgh currently leads the division 6-2, Baltimore 6-3, Cincinnati 4-5. So they certainly need this game to go. This is it, both sides need to win this game to have to make a Bengals to even have a chance in the playoffs, being 5-5, and the Ravens to continue to try and they're not going to win the AFC, but trying to win the division so they can have a home playoff game.
Yeah. So I'm a Ravens fan, so I have to pick the Ravens, but I wouldn't be surprised here if the Bengals show some flashes of what they were last year. Reason being, Ravens' defense in the fourth quarter has been atrocious. They've been giving up so many passing TDs in the fourth quarter. The one thing that the Bengals team in general can do well is pass the ball. Like you said, Joe Burrow just threw for 5 passing TDs. I know it was against the Raiders, but still. The one thing that concerns me about this is T. Higgins being out. Actually, it doesn't concern. It makes me happy because I want the Ravens to win. But I wouldn't be surprised if that 51.4 points that you were talking about.
53.5.
53.5. That seems very reasonable. With the Ravens are the worst pass defending team in the league. They're ranked 32nd overall. I think they're third in run defense. Bengals can't run the ball anyways, so they're going to be passing it. So it's a great matchup for the Bengals. It just depends. Can Lamar, can Derrick Henry shred that terrible defense that the Bengals have? I think they can, obviously, because they're my boys. Lamar for MVP, Derrick Henry for MVP. So give me them on the over.
You want over and back the Ravens?
Yeah.
I'm taking the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm taking the same thing. I like that play because it leaves room for I just think there's going to be a ton of points. It takes away the money line is a little wide. The points is a toss up. It could go either way, I think. So I think the safest play here if I was betting on this game, like actually betting on the game, is over and backing the Ravens.
Yeah.
So next, we're going to head Sunday night. We've got Lions versus Texans in Houston. Texans are undermanned. They are underdogs at home. Lions are favored -3.5, of course, on the money line, and under/over is 49.5. This is a gift. I don't know. The books know something I don't. 3.5 seems wild. Like, I know that Nico, I saw on fantasy that he's like back practicing off of IR, but what are we doing? Like, the Lions just took care of the Packers in the rain, and you're telling me they're going to go to Houston indoors and it's going to be a 3-point game?
And here's the other thing. The Lions, they just got an edge rusher, right?
Yeah.
From the Browns.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud got sacked 8 times last week. 8 times.
Yeah, and they played the Jets.
Yeah, they played the Jets.
They played the Jets.
I guess Hassan Reddick's on the Jets, but the Texans are banged up. Nico's not coming back. Stephon Diggs isn't coming back. I don't know what they're seeing here with.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, I know that. Like, I guess the Houston defense isn't injured, but I'm sorry. I love CJ, but I'm not betting on it. I don't believe in him that much.
Yeah.
3.5. That's insane. This is a gift. I'm taking 3.5. I'll take the Lions 3.5. I kind of want to just take them straight up on the money line, but 3.5 is better odds, so I'll just take the points.
Yeah, CJ this year was Joe Burrow at the beginning of his career, where he's just getting manhandled.
Yeah,
like he started off great, but now he's sacked 8 times. 8 flipping times with the Jets D-line. I guess the Jets D-line's pretty good, but I mean, so is the Lions. So give me the same for you.
Yeah, I really would like to know what they see, and maybe I'm just an idiot and I'm missing something. But Monday night, we've got Rams. It's in Los Angeles. The Finns visit the Rams. Rams are favored at home, -1.5 on the money line, and then over is 50.5. So decent amount of points in this game. -1.5 is really close. I'll just take the Rams on the money line. Dolphins. I just till the season ends and they get rid of Tua, it's Dolphins. So I'll take the Rams in this. Boys are back. Is Puka suspended a game, or he was just thrown out for that?
I don't think so. I think he was just thrown out for that. So he will be back. Cooper Kupp had 100 and something yards last game.
Yeah,
went crazy.
Jared Verse, their first round pick, that was one of the options that I thought that Denver was potentially going to be looking at. Obviously, we took Bo, and I'm happy about it. But I mean, this would have been a fantastic piece. The way he's really come alive in the last 2-3 games, where he's been a game breaker. Aaron Donald goes away, you get a Jared Verse, and all of a sudden you've got a cornerstone on the defense, to where you've got a legitimate guy that can, like I said, be a cornerstone on the defense. For some reason, there's a narrative that Jalen Ramsey's returning to LA, as if anyone cared. The guy's been out of his prime for 5 years at this point.
He's still a dog, though. Still a dog.
When's the last time I heard you heard his name on a broadcast where they were like, Jalen Ramsey?
Well, I haven't watched
now, this
any
is a
Dolphins
guy.
game. I haven't watched any Dolphins games. I'm sure he gets brought up. I really want to go Dolphins here, because I really want to say they pick it up. The problem is I have no idea how the locker room for the Dolphins is. I feel like that locker room is already booking their vacation to Cancun. That's what it feels like, because Tua's putting up numbers. Tua's making plays, right? The offense is supposed to be what's great about that team. Their defense seems to be what's great about the team now. I don't really get it, but they can't close out games. That's what we saw last week when they lost to the Bills. It was a close game, but they couldn't close it out. So I think I'm going to go Rams as well, even though their pass defense is one of the best in the league. I don't know when that happened, but they also played some pretty bad teams when we were looking at it. So give me the Rams on the money line.
Dolphins, Rams on the money line. Fuck them.
We're doing the thing. We're doing the thing.
What?
Where we both agree on primetime games. We're next week we got to pull the stats on when we both go a team. Especially, this is a tester right here.
Yeah.
If we lose all of these primetime games,
We're cursed.
we are a curse.
Yeah, it's a curse.
We talked about this because our record when we both pick
primetime is
one team in primetime is terrible.
It's terrible.
So this will be
we're
it.
both back. But okay, we've got 2 more divisional. Not divisional. One of them is divisional. 2 other games that are going to be important. One in the 11 o'clock slot, the other in the 2 o'clock slot. We're going to start with the one I'm more excited about in the 11 o'clock slot. Steelers visit the nation's capital, and the commies invite the Steelers in. The Commanders' commander, Jaden Daniels, continues to impress and just look amazing. Do they still have? I think they still are they. 7-1.
I think so. I know for a fact. I saw a stat today. Jaden Daniels has
7-2.
the least amount of interceptions in the NFL as a rookie right now.
7-2 right now. They just added a corner to this game, or to this team, or to this game, to the team. They are favored at home, -2.5 on the money line. 45.5 is the under/over. Like we talked about, lockdown corner just got added. The offense is just playing out of their minds.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Commanders in this game. I'm just gonna take them straight up on the money line.
This is a huge tester game. There's not many that we've seen.
This is the Russell Wilson downfall game.
I'm saying for Jaden, I think I've already said this, that he had a tester game, and he tested amazing. But this
against
is
the Ravens.
Yeah, against the Ravens. But we didn't know the Ravens' pass defense is one of the worst in the flipping league.
Yeah.
Because they were so good last year. I think this is an actual real tester game with TJ Watt on the other side of the ball, with how good that defense is. I'm not too confident in the Pittsburgh's offense, but I'm also not that confident
Why? They just got I don't even know. They traded for someone that doesn't matter.
Mike Williams.
Oh yeah.
Mike Williams. Traded for Mike Williams.
Mike Williams.
Well, he's coming off an ACL. Aaron Rodgers was talking great about
he's
him.
discount George Pickens.
Hey, 2 George Pickens on one team is pretty damn good.
He's discount George Pickens, like his body type, not the way he plays at all. He's just injury prone. Watch him walk on the field and get hurt.
That would suck. Why would you say that?
He's so injury
Why
prone.
would you say that? What if it happens?
Sorry,
Anyways,
Mike.
the what I'm getting at here is this is the one primetime game I'm going against you. I'm taking the Steelers. I don't think it's going to be a Russ downfall game. I think Mike Tomlin has unlocked Russ to what he was like 10, 5, 8 years ago. He's been playing great. He's been looking great. They've been winning games. That defense is amazing. I'm going to go, I don't know, is it an upset?
No.
Picking the Steelers?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'm going the upset, taking the Steelers. Give me the under on the points.
So you want them? You don't want the money line. You want under and back the Steelers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we haven't really seen that offense get shut down. And I don't believe that there's an offense besides the Lions that can't get shut down.
Are you talking about the Commanders?
Yeah, I'm talking about the Commanders' offense. I don't believe that they're at the level to where they can't get shut down, and we haven't seen it yet. I think this game, they'll be less productive than what they have been.
Dude, I don't know. I know it's the Bengals defense, but they didn't punt in that game. I know it's the Bengals defense, but they didn't punt in that game.
Yeah,
That's insane.
It's crazy. At the beginning of the year, it was like offenses suck. What the hell happened? These defenses are so good.
Yeah.
And then it just took a couple weeks, and now it's like, okay, defense can't stop a pregnant lady from giving birth.
That was a crazy analogy. Okay, 2 o'clock slot. This is an in-division game. We just talked about him. He's the white man of the week. It is Cowboys versus Eagles in Dallas. The Cowboys are underdogs at home. This is the first time this has happened in years. Or, well, I think it happened earlier this year, actually. Anyways, Eagles are favored. -7 on the money line, of course. And then under-over is 42.5.
When is Micah Parsons getting back?
This week.
This week?
This week.
back.
That is why I'm going to take the Cowboys straight up on the money line.
You're taking the Cowboys?
Straight up. Give me Cooper Rush. Give me CeeDee Lamb. Give me Jake Ferguson. Give me Trayvon Diggs. Give me Micah Parsons. He's back. This is the 1 week I'm believing in you, Cowboys. The 1 week.
You know, Nick Sirianni is 6-2, and people are calling for his job.
Yeah. Yes.
It doesn't,
Rightfully so.
What do you mean? He's 6-2.
Here's the thing, though. Here's what I think. Because I think Eagles fans know it's fraudulent.
You think so?
I think when we hit playoffs, they're going to get absolutely... Because, okay, let's put this in perspective. They're not going to win their division. If the Commanders win the division here, because that's what this is. This is an in-division game. Eagles versus Cowboys, right? And this game matters heavily because right now it goes Washington 7-2, Philly 6-2, Dallas 3-5. So it's not, Dallas probably isn't going to make the playoffs in this scenario, but they can play spoiler a little bit here and screw up Philly's lead. If Philadelphia sees literally any of the NFC North teams, Detroit, Minnesota, Green Bay, they're getting cooked, bro. their schedule's been such a joke this year. Let's run through it here, okay? They had the Jags last week. Then they had
almost lost that.
They had the Bengals, the Giants, the Browns. They lost to the Bucks, a real team. They played the Saints and only put up 15 points. They played the Eagles and lost to Kirko in primetime.
They played the Falcons.
Falcons. And then they had the Packers in week 1 in which they won that game and they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
They have had a joke of a schedule. Their 6-2 is not real, and the first sign of life they see in the playoffs, they're going to get absolutely boat raced, which is why I think the Cowboys haven't. I think Micah's been in the tank, thinking, stewing, healing the ankle. He's coming. He's going to come back. He's going to run this game. Jalen Hurts is going to be on the turf quite a lot in this game.
Well, I think Nick Sirianni has been relying on the weapons that he has. I don't think it's been because of play calling or good coaching. I think it's because Saquon Barkley's a flipping animal, jumping over backwards. And then Jalen Hurts, the tush pushes back, so that's good for them, but it's not as effective. He was white man of the week.
Look, Cooper Rush last year when Dak went out the same scenario. Well, it was a different period in the year, but Dak went out last year and they went like 3-1 with Cooper Rush. He can win you football games as a game manager if your defense is healthy, which you got a lot of guys coming back healthy. They've had a bunch of weeks to heal. They've gotta, if they want to make even a case, make it interesting to make the playoffs, they have to win this game. This is a must-win game for their season. I think they're going to treat it that way. Mike is coaching for his fucking job, so that always helps too. Everyone's motivated. Everyone's motivated because this is their job. This is their, this is for pride. This is an in-division game. They have to come out and win this game.
Why the Eagles fell off at the end of the year is they couldn't run the ball. I don't think there's a scenario where they can't run the ball with Saquon. I really want to go Cowboys with you, but I just can't.
The smarter thing to do is go Eagles.
I just can't do it. I know A.J. Brown is hurt. I don't know if he's coming back, but either way, with Saquon there, how the defense has been, I know Michael Parsons has been hurt, but I'm just going to go with what it has been. Haven't been able to stop anything. So I'm just going to take the Eagles here.
Do you want the points, or do you want -7? You want a touchdown, or do you?
Yeah, give me -7.
Okay. All right, let's go through and rapid fire these now. We've got a couple weird ones here that I don't really understand in terms of spreads. We start in Carolina. Panthers are coming off of a win versus the Saints. Giants are favored, though, in Carolina on the road, -6.5, so a touchdown. Obviously, on the money line, under-over is 40.5 points. I don't know. I guess the books think the Panthers are that bad in this game.
Well, they did just get rid of Jonathan Mingo.
I don't know why everyone's like sucking off Jonathan Mingo. He's a nobody that did nothing last year.
He was on the Panthers. So he could be a somebody. We don't know because he was on the Panthers. Look at Xavier Legette. I was singing his praises with how good he was going to be. I still think he's good. I just think he's on the Panthers.
Yeah, okay, but that's talent. He's shining through even on the Panthers.
Yeah.
Jonathan Mingo was like, I don't know. He's going to the Cowboys. Anyways, Giants-Panthers. Giants are favored, -6.5. Malik Neighbors is there. Tracy Jones Jr. has been better than we expected. And then DJ has actually has been playing well over the last couple weeks. I don't like the 6.5, so I'm going to give me the under, and I'll back the Giants here. 40.5 is... I think it's going to be like a 16-4 game. Or not
give me
4, but 16-6.
I'm going along with you. Give me Sexy Dexy.
All right.
And Danny flipping.
Do you want
dimes.
the under, or do you want it straight?
I want it straight.
Okay.
Like me.
Okay, next up, we've got the Patriots visiting the Bears. The Bears are coming off of a demoralizing loss to the Cardinals, 29-9 last week. The Bears are favored by a touchdown in this game, -6.5 on the money line, and then the under-over is 38.5, so not a lot of points expected in this game. It's understandable, though. Caleb, while putting up a bunch of yards, has not put up points, whereas the Patriots just don't have
He's been the
weapon.
opposite of Patrick, where Patrick's winning games and he's winning moments to lead his team to success. He's more like a Sam Howell who looks really good on paper. But I mean, they still have a winning record, to be fair.
No, I wouldn't even put him on the Sam Howell. He's not throwing touchdowns. Like Sam would throw ridiculous numbers with a bunch of touchdowns.
Yeah.
And it would mean nothing because the defense couldn't stick up.
The main point I'm trying to make is he's not doing what's needed to win.
Yeah. I saw a crazy stat this week that all three of his options, Rome Odunze, Keenan Allen, and DJ Moore, are all on the list. They are I think it's like 6, 9, and 8 for passes thrown to that are inaccurate.
Yeah.
So if that kind of paints a picture
And
for
that's something
you,
you got to think about, too. He has 3, I would say, stars.
that's a really good receiver room.
It's a crazy good receiver room.
Really good receiver room.
DeAndre Swift has been so much better than what he was at the latter half of the season for the Eagles. He's really come into full form. I think people are very mad at the Chicago Bears right now for how their defense has been playing. It was like 15 seconds left on the clock. Mm-hmm. The Cardinals do a run play, take it 50 yards for a TD in the second quarter.
Right at the half.
Yeah, right at the half. You can't be doing that. So give me the flippin'. Who are they playing?
The Pats.
The Pats. Give me the Pats. Give me Drake May.
Straight up.
Yeah, Drake May has been playing great.
I don't like either of these. I don't like either. I don't want to take either of these teams. If I wish I could just take a tie.
A tie?
I wish I could take a tie. If hands tied, though, I'll take the Bears straight up on the money line just because I don't like the points and I don't like the under-over. I have no idea how this goes because there's the world – because we've seen Caleb against the Jags in London where he throws for 4 touchdowns, and then there's the game where he throws for 300 yards and 2 interceptions. So I don't really know here. Next up, Bills-Colts. This game is close for some reason. -3.5. Bills are favored on the road. On the money line, under over is 47.5. This is a gift. I'll take 3.5 all day for the Bills.
What was the game we were watching? The Colts were playing who?
The Vikings.
But that's why. Star-studded offense. They held them to it was a low-scoring game. That's why. It's because of the defense.
But this spread makes no sense. It wasn't close.
Which one?
This spread makes no sense. -3.5, and they held. And last week, it wasn't like they didn't get. They lost by 10.
Yeah, but it was at the end of the game, really. It was close for most of the game. So I'm thinking that they're thinking that the Colts defense is back to whatever form they were before.
21-13, they lost by 8. I don't know. Yeah, no, this is so easy for me. I'm going Bills 3.5.
Yeah, give me Bills 3.5.
Yeah. Okay. Vikings, Jags here. This is another one that I'm confused. -4.5. Vikings are favored on the road in Jacksonville on the money line. 45.5 is the under over. Again, I'll take the spread -4.5. That's a gift.
It's because of the flipping Packers and then the flipping Eagles game where they almost won and they put up a bunch of points. But I think that's fraudulent.
I think both those. Well, the Packers aren't fraudulent. The Eagles are.
Yeah, but just those games where they put up those crazy numbers. Give me the Vikings. -4.5 is what you said?
Yeah, both those were just weird to me. Broncos, Chiefs. In division game, Chiefs are favored at home, -8.5 on the money line. Over under is 41.5 here. Wouldn't it be ironic if Bo hands Pat the first loss of the year? I don't know how to feel about this game because I'm a fan, so I'm biased to a degree. Mm-hmm. But I do think legitimately, like, what I'm worried about is it's a close game in the first half and then they get both raced in the second, like the Ravens.
Yeah.
But on the same note, the Chiefs only really put up as many points as they need to win. Mm-hmm. So part of me is like, could we surprise them like we did the Bucs? We killed the Bucs in week 2 or something. I think it was week 3.
Week 3.
I think it was week 3 where we came out and just like punched the Bucs in the face and everyone was like, "What the hell?" So, part of me is like, they're 9-0, they're 9-0 at this point.
Here's what I'm worried about: they're gonna put Riley Moss on Xavier Worthy. That's what I'm worried about. And Xavier Worthy is just gonna burn that boy.
Yeah, could be. I mean, I'm thinking about the matchups here. Pat's definitely going to get DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
That's going to be so fun to watch.
Yeah.
That matchup's going to be super good to watch.
But then it's Riley on Xavier.
Minus 8.5 is really, really wide on the road. I'm going to go Broncos again and back. I'm not going to go money line. I'm just going to take the points here. So I still think the Chiefs win, but I think Broncos cover plus 8.5.
Give me the Chiefs. What was the 6.5 you said?
8.5.
8.5?
8.5.
Shoot, they don't do that. Give me whatever the under is. Or how would I do that?
Over under is 41.5.
How would I do it where I don't think they're going to score more than 8.5?
If you're actually betting the game, you could buy points, but in this case, I would say take whatever you think the total is and back the Chiefs.
Just give me the money line.
Minus 430 is terrible money. You're making like no money, but you can do it.
I bet $1,000 I
cop-out.
win $1,000.
It's a kind of a cop-out, ladies and gentlemen. This guy's a cop-out guy. I've got the balls here.
Hey.
I'm taking the Broncos on the points.
I'm a cop. I look like a cop. It only makes sense.
Minus 430. What a fucking pussy. Okay. No hard bones in his body. The
liquid.
49ers head to Tampa Bay, where they are favored on the road again.
Christian
minus
might be back.
5.5 on the money line, under over 50.5. Give me the fucking Bucks on the money line, baby.
Taking Bucky Irving.
I'm taking Baker. They just took the Chiefs to overtime with Cade Otton, Sterling Shepard, Bucky, and Rashad White. Give me the Bucks on the money line. The Niners are reeling. Christian McCaffrey's not coming back this week. He just got reactivated. He's got to go through practice and everything. And if he does come back, I'm not going to say it. Anyways, I'm taking the Bucks on the money line. Plus 220, baby.
Also, give me the Bucks because Brandon Ayuk is injured for the rest of the season. They
Who
should
knows
be
what Debo
good.
is?
They should be very good, but they haven't been. And the Bucks, ever since getting injured, they've been the opposite. They've been surprising everyone. So give me the Bucks.
Yep. Okay. Titans head to LA, where they are underdogs. Chargers are favored minus 7.5 on the money line. Under over is 38.5.
Is Will coming back?
No, Mason Rudolph's been playing all right, so I doubt it. I don't know. Apparently, he will be the starter when he comes back.
Yeah, he
but
better be.
I don't know. I don't really care. The Titans are bad.
You're bad.
Give me the over, and I'm going to back the Chargers, 38.5. I think both teams are capable of putting up 20.
Yeah, until Will Levis was back on that field, I've said it before, it's Titans. Get him back on that goddamn field. Give me the Chargers.
Straight up, or you want to go with me?
I want to go with you.
Okay. Jets Cardinals here. Jets are favored on the road. A lot of favored teams on the road. In the spread, it's a pick'em game. Jets are favored on the spread minus 1.5. On the money line, it's both minus money, so it's a pick'em game. Under over is 45.5 here. I've been saying it, and the Jets do look good, but they're on the road. It's gonna be hot.
Gonna be hot.
It's gonna be hot
Is that your reasoning?
in Arizona. It's gonna be hot in Arizona. I don't know. I'm gonna let you pick first. I gotta think on this one. Think on this.
Here's the deal. I don't believe in Kyler Murray's throwing ability. Not that. Screw that. I don't believe in his confidence, his own confidence in his throwing ability. I don't think he has the confidence to pass it to Marvin because he doesn't pass it to flipping Marvin. And it's not even going to matter if he does pass it to Marvin because you know who's going to be covering Marvin? Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner's been mid this year, though.
Who knows? Hassan Reddick's there. I mean, there's going to be a lot more pressure in the pocket. I mean, it will be a huge game for Kyler running the ball. But like I said, I do not think the Cardinals have what it takes without Marvin. And until they show me that they can consistently pass the guy that I took in the second round or the third round of fantasy, until they show me that, it's screw the Cardinals. Give me the Jets.
Moneyline?
Yeah.
All right. You know what? Just because you're talking down on my Cardinals.
Your Cardinals.
I've been picking them since we did predictions. They are my Cardinals.
I agreed with you because I was like, but it was because of Marvin. I hate that like they're somehow winning without Marvin.
When I made my prediction for them being a playoff team, it was before they had, I believe it was no, it wasn't. It was after the draft. Still though, since the offseason have been saying the Cardinals are a playoff team. They're my Cardinals. All right,
Your Cardinals.
They're my Cardinals. I'm laying claim to
This
the
is
Cardinals.
crazy when the Broncos have a legitimate shot of making the playoffs, and you're still like, Cardinals are my team.
I'm not saying that I don't have Cardinals gear in the closet, but they're one of my like the same way that Nick Wright is like Caleb Williams is his guy. The Cardinals are my guy for this season.
All right.
So look, they're going to talk shit to Kyler in the press this week about not throwing the ball to Marvin. He's going to have 220. So I'm going to take the Cardinals on the money line here. Next, well, that's actually it. That finishes out the week here. It's 13 games this week, 3 prime time. That felt good. I've got some upsets in here that I feel, not upsets, but just kind of off the wall picks that I'm like
Things that are tickling your balls.
that I feel a little spooky about, but I like it. That Cardinals one, if I do, that's a decider. That's a strategic move there.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we have QB Corner. In this segment, Zane, and I rank the top 10 quarterbacks from the previous week going into the next week based on statistical greatness, the feeling in our balls, and level of difficulty. This is QB Corner. Let's hop in.
So I was thinking we do it a little bit different this time, where you give me your one, and I'll see if I have picked a guy who compares to it, and we'll go down the line. So if I have a guy on my list that I think is better than what you're playing, then I'll say something.
Okay. One, I have Mahomes, 34 of 44, 291, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
I will counter with a...
Get out.
I'll counter with a Joe Burrow, 251, 5
Level of
TDs.
difficulty.
Yeah, you're right.
Level of difficulty.
Yeah.
It was versus the Raiders.
Yeah, you're right. All right, let's go with Mahomes number one.
Okay.
This was the first week he really did have a Mahomes game.
I think it was a number one type of game. Can you get out of here, please? At 2, I have Matthew Stafford. 25 of 44, 298, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's playing the Seahawks, took him to overtime, and then threw the game winner on a high difficulty pass where he's rolling out of the pocket to the wrong side and throws a bomb, and it's a dime.
I won't go Joe again because level of difficulty, but I will counter with a Kirko based on completion percentage. What was Matthew's completion? What was it? 20 for 40?
Stafford, 25 of 44.
25 of 44. Kirko, 19 for 24, 222 yards, 3 TDs, 1 fumble though, but that was a win versus the Cowboys.
Win versus the Cowboys, win versus the Seahawks.
Yeah, so both, I would say the defense are around the same.
Yeah, but this is a no Puka Nacua.
That is true. But this, I guess, this is a no Drake London. This is without Drake London as well.
But 298, no Puka.
19 for 24.
298, no Puka. Against
Still had
the
Cooper
Seahawks defense.
Okay, so my quarterback had Darnell Mooney. Your quarterback had Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, but Cooper Kupp he's been out the whole year.
Yeah, but he came back. Are you trying to say Cooper Kupp's washed right now?
Yes.
He dropped 100. He had 100 yards.
Yeah, wash guys can have good games.
You're so ridiculous right now. Okay, let's give it to you.
All right, 3 is where I have Burrow.
Burrow, yeah, okay.
3 is where I have Burrow.
Like
I've got.
It's
Burrow
just
at
5
3.
TDs.
Yeah, 5 TDs, 1 interception,
Yeah.
251, 27 of 39. 4, I have Rodgers, 22 of 32, 211, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions against a Texans defense that's really good. It's a win. I know they're hurt on the offensive side, but the defense is healthy.
I feel good with an Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, I have a Jalen Hurts at 5.
Hurts. I have Hurts on here, but I would.
I'm willing to budge on Hurts.
Actually, yeah, Hurts at 5. I guess it's versus the Jags, to be fair, but
I know, yeah, because
you're gonna hate this. You're gonna hate this so much. I'm gonna counter with a Tua Tagovailoa.
no, you
25?
can't. No, you can't. He lost. You have to go either Kirko or Josh Allen. Josh won that game.
Well, then I feel better with Jalen Hurts as the 5.
Okay, I mean, Yeah, I'm fine with that. He was 18 to 24, 250, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 13 rushes, 67 yards, 1 touchdown.
Yeah, that's another thing. 13 rushes.
Yeah, 13 rushes. He's running the ball. He's throwing it well.
Yeah, and he had a rushing TD. So, yeah, I like Hurts there.
Okay. I've got Allen at 6.
All right.
He was 25 to 39, 235, 3, and an interception. Kirko is who I have at 7. Josh just had more touchdowns. But he's got an interception.
He had 4 touchdowns?
Or no, he had same touchdowns. If you want to switch those, I'm fine with that.
I would put Kirko above
Kirk at
Josh
6.
Allen. Yeah.
Okay, Kirk at 6. I'm fine with that. Allen at 7. This is where I have Lamar because 16 of 19,
Yeah.
280, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, but it's the Broncos.
Yeah.
Their defense is really good though.
I
And
thought
everyone is healthy.
Lamar was going to be a lot higher on the list. I didn't put his down because I was.
He
trying to
didn't
get
have any
different guys.
rushing numbers to me, and usually that's like the separator for me. But
It's also very good because we had always thought Lamar, that was like his cheat code. That's what he banked on.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Usually it's the separator for me. I just feel like looking down the line here, there's a little bit of stat padding. When I look at this, it's crazy. This is a Jared Goff stat line though, 16 of 19 for 280. But I feel like there's a bit of stat padding in this game because they ran away with it. Most of this comes in the third quarter.
Yeah. Let's put him in right here, and then once we go back down the line, we can see if we want him somewhere
Okay,
else.
at 8.
Yeah.
I have Herbert at 9.
Who did he play?
They played I want to say it was the Browns. Yeah, it was the Browns. They played the Browns. He was 18 to 27, 282, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, which in the last 2 weeks he's come alive to where he actually is been playing well is the reason I've got him there. But so I'm fine if you want to move him down.
287, 2 TDs?
282, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
How did he rush at all?
I don't have anything for rushing.
Nothing for rushing. I'm fine with that because I have 2 guys who have losses, and
Okay.
I mean, if we're gonna put that in as a stat, then I can't throw their names out.
Now 10 is hard because
10s are hard. 10s make me hard.
10s do make me hard. I had a hard time with 10 because there were some guys where I was like, okay, there's some guys with wins that I thought about. Okay, Bryce Young. That's a big win for him.
Yeah, huge win.
Huge win. Level of difficulty, not there. Statistical greatness, not there.
You're on the Panthers, so any win is extreme amount of level of difficulty.
Okay, you're right on that. But I was like, okay, I'm looking at that. I'm looking at DJ. He had a really good game. I was looking at Jaden Daniels, and I was like, he had a pretty good game, but he was playing the Giants.
Yeah.
I thought about Mason Rudolph, but they were playing the Patriots. Trevor had a decent game, but the passing numbers were so I landed on Baker.
Ooh, so we are including losses.
For 10, I'm willing to throw a loss.
Give me his stat line, and then we will compare it to Tua's, and then we will make a decision.
23 of 31, 200, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Okay. Tua, 25 for 28, 231, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
I just feel like level of difficulty is so much higher. But
Bills. They were playing the Bills, and then
I know.
they're playing the Chiefs. So there's 2 really good teams.
Tell me if you can match the player up with this stat line. 20 of 26, 174, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 7 rushes, 54 yards and a touchdown.
So I have him on my list. I was not looking at my list, but I have him on my list. That's Daniel Jones.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a crazy game by him.
I know.
If
versus
he would have flipping won, dude. If he would have won.
I know. There's a bunch of guys on here that I'm like, I was going to throw Baker for level of difficulty. Like Darnold, I got to penalize him because I penalize everyone for interceptions. Geno had a good game, but in terms of throwing the ball, but again, interceptions, I got to penalize him. So I don't know.
Do you have Baker's rushing?
It was minimal.
Could you look it up? Because Tua has 2 rushes for 3 yards.
Okay.
So if it's better by a margin, we can give it to Baker. But if it's not better by a margin,
because level of difficulty, the receivers Baker's working with. Let's see, mediocre. Baker 4 rushes, 20 yards. Longest was 10.
That's fine. That's a
Yeah.
that's a good margin.
Yeah.
That's a good margin. Let's put Baker there.
Okay.
Let's put Baker there, showing some grit with that
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, because I had it, like I said, I had a hard time with this. I thought about Tua, but he's got Tyreek, he's got the running backs.
Yeah, he's got a good team compared to a guy who's been ripped away. All of his weapons have been ripped from him, and he still went out there, almost beat the flipping Chiefs. It feels right. Feels right for a number 10 spot.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know if you've got this guy written down on your list, but I want to see if you can match up his statistics here. 16 of 31, 169, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 5 rushes, 8 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Oh,
That's the little monkey wrench.
did they win?
No.
They didn't win. Who the hell is running for 2 touchdowns but can't throw the flipping ball?
It's so funny.
Oh my god. Let me go down the line. Shoot, can you give me anything else? I'm lost here.
Oh, if I give you well, there's one I'm thinking of, but it'll just give it away. Okay. I'm trying to think. I'm not going to give you a physical characteristic because that'll
Okay.
give it away immediately.
Yeah.
His best receiver is a rookie.
Best receiver's a rookie. This actually does. It's not Bryce.
No.
Okay, it's not Bryce. Best receiver is a rookie. It's not Justin Herbert.
No.
I'm thinking of Vlad McConkey. There's not that many. Was it Trevor Lawrence? Trevor Lawrence.
Fucking Trevor Lawrence.
Son of a, I was like, there's not that many flipping Brian Thompson Jr.
Yeah, man. Gino had a good game too, 21-34. Well, good game is relative. 21-34, 363, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That was kind of a letdown. Like the 3 interceptions was such a letdown. He would have been way higher on my list, even if he lost. If he would have lost and still put up that 363, even if it was 1 interception, 363, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, he probably would have been over Baker. I probably would have put him over Baker.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
He was the only one that of this group that passed over 300 this week.
Yeah. So Gino, first honorable mention, and then I think we put Tua, and then
I think we can put Darnold on there. 28-34, 290, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Yeah, we can put him there. He won as well.
DJ, I think we can put in there for sure. See, here's the problem. Jaden Daniels beat Daniel Jones, but he's so regular now. It's so regular for him. This is so regular. 15 of 22, 209, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 8 rushes, 35 yards.
Yeah, he's on my list as a guy I was going to counter with. Because I went really heavy into completion percentage.
My only problem is, it's the Giants. That's my only problem. So I think you could put...
But he's got to go above Daniel.
Yeah, I think if you're going to go with honorable mentions, Darnold, Tua, Daniels,
And then DJ.
Because Goof, people play better than Goof.
Yeah.
Jordan Love lost and didn't throw a touchdown.
We can throw
In fact,
Bryce in
threw
there
a
for getting
pick
a win.
6. Yeah, we can throw
Bryce gets a win. Honorable mention.
Yeah, top of honorable mention. Damn it. Shout out Bryce. I thought about taking him in the picks this week against the Giants. I was like, upset game?
Could be. But
Upset
Daniel's rolling right now.
Yeah, I would bet on I'm betting on that and Malik Neighbors being good. What is this stance this guy's doing? But there it is, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. We're gonna get that pick. The Cardinals are gonna beat the Jets this week. All right.
Well, Marvin is on my bench, so it does make sense that they do win and Marvin goes for 300 yards. So maybe I'll switch that around.
Devin, that is Zane, and my dog looks dead. This is Buffet Sports, and I'm coming out of my under the weatherness emotionally, but I could be back next week.
No, we made a rule. He's not allowed to bet on Sundays.
I'm not allowed
when
to
he
bet
bets
on
on Sundays and he gets on, dude. The amount of hatred oozing out of you.
I'm not allowed to bet on Sundays anymore. I'm a betting addict. He's an alcohol addict, and we're Buffet Sports. We'll see you guys next week. I like how yours hasn't changed.
Ciao.
You're still an alcohol addict, and I'm a betting addict.
You're evolving. I was just like, he's still an alcoholic.
Yeah. Okay, good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. Dropping heat like every season. Underdog like Willie Beeman. Classic like